One of the new features inside version 31 is the wireframe geometry creation. Now, many of our wireframe geometry creation tools have been enhanced using many of the customer requests from the past to revisit how our common point, lines, arcs, splines, and more are created within the BobCAD software. Usually when creating a particular entity type, you're creating more than one. When creating more than one entity, you usually end up needing different creation methods. In the past, using a different creation method meant finding another icon on the toolbar, then launching it to access its dialog in the data entry. In version 31, each entity type shows all possible creation options directly in the data entry manager. So one of these is just going to look like points. Normally we'd have a drop-down list, and we still have a drop-down list if you want to go specifically to incremental or on entity or perpendicular. But if you just click on the point button and you look at the creation option, you have all the options here. So you have point sketch enter, you have point from entities, you have point incremental, point on entity, and point perpendicular. So all the options are here in the creation options section. You can see with lines, the new line creation option does the work of the old line sketch, line coordinates, and line join functions from the previous systems. We also still have our continuous, we have our tangent, parallel, as well as angle. So you can still get to all of these options. They're just inside the same menu. You'll see the same thing with fillet. When we go into fillet, we don't just have the option for filleting. We have our corner types. So we can put whether it's a fillet, or if we accidentally clicked fillet and we needed a chamfer, we can click on chamfer and actually change what corner type we're creating without having to go and change menus. Now, in some cases, we've also created completely new methods of creation that have never been possible before in BobCAD. For instance, in the past, if you were creating a rectangle, you only had one type of rectangle that you can create, and it was a corner-to-corner rectangle. So if you were sketching, you'd have to click to start the corner, move your cursor, and then click to end the rectangle. And that just goes from corner to corner. But now we have abilities to do a center to corner. So you click to define the center, and then as we drag away, we're creating just the one side, and then BobCAD's going to make the entire part the same size as we created. So I can create it that way. So you now have 5 different creation options inside of rectangle, and in the past all you had was one. And you can still use this the same way by entering your dimensions, entering your base point, and giving it your normal dimensions for a rectangle, and it's going to work just fine. So now by having all these extra options, you get access to the perfect tool for any situation you may encounter. And that concludes the video on the wireframe geometry creation.